welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we are going to be recapping everything that happened last night on NXT. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the action because the opening match was the Vanity Project Gauntlet match. So this was Ricky Saints versus the Swipe Right guys, Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes, and the Evolved champion, Jackson Drake. So this was really interesting because I have seen the Vanity Project cut promos and backstage segments with Ethan Page, but I've never seen them in the ring. I know I need to get better at watching Evolve, but this was my first impression of them in the ring. And to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. So the match started between Ricky Saints and Brad Baylor. Now, this was, once again, my first impression. So I was, just not trying to be too critical. And I felt like starting off with Brad was the right move. I think out of everyone, he's really great at storytelling. And I think that's really important in the beginning of the match because it gets the fans engaged and excited. Then after a while, Brad Baylor then got eliminated and Ricky Smokes came in, who is the second half of the Swipe Right guys. And he was fiery and fearless in the ring, which I loved. He was strong till the end, but unfortunately it wasn't enough because he then got eliminated. And then the final person for this gauntlet match was the Evolved champion, Jackson Drake. Now, I now completely understand why the WWE put the Evolved championship on Jackson because he was really good. Like, he was great. I was pleasantly surprised by everything that I saw from him last night. And he did some pretty great move sequences. And I thought he worked the crowd like a pro. I was really surprised and shocked. I did not expect that from him. But of course, you just can't be Ricky Saints because Ricky Saints beat them. And that was very exciting. So then Ricky got on the mic to let Ethan Page know that he wants their title match at NXT, the Great American Bash, to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. And I just have to say, I am so excited for this match. I think it's going to be amazing. And I'm so curious to see if Ricky can actually win back the title or not. I have a feeling he won't just because of the Vanity Project getting involved, but we'll see. I'm very excited. The next match was between Charlie Dempsey and Tavon Heights. Now, this was a hard-hitting, intense, and ruthless match. I was pretty shocked, to be honest. And they did such damage to each other. It was kind of crazy. And, this no quarter catch crew drama has been wild. And I'm so glad that they got to continue to fight it out like they should. But in the end, Charlie Dempsey won, which I should have saw coming, but I was a little disappointed because I do really like Tavon Heights and I do think he's really good and deserves that push at some point, but I guess that point is not right now. Then the next match was between Mike Santana and Joe Hendry versus Tyson and Tyreek. I believe that's their names, the High Rise guys. And this was a great match, okay? I love seeing the TNA representation, and I thought that everyone was so clean and got the opportunity to showcase their movesets very nicely. I really loved the way that all four of them worked together in the ring. Everything was just very enjoyable, and I loved it. Then, of course, in the end, Mike Santana and Joe Hendry did take that W, and, before they could even celebrate, Trick Williams came out to attack them with the help of the High Rise. And, Trick made his statement that he isn't coming to play during that triple threat match this upcoming weekend at NXT, the Great American Bash. Now, obviously, I would like to say that Trick Williams is retaining this title, but because it is a TNA title, I have a feeling that one of the TNA guys are going to win it back. I would love for it to be Mike Santana because I'm a huge Mike Santana fan and I would love him to have that opportunity, but I'm not too sure if Trick and A is going to be ending anytime soon. So I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Then we had a Yoshiki Inamura and Oba Femi segment. Now, Yoshiki got on the mic to remind Oba that he has not only beat Jasper Troy, but he has also beat Trick Williams, and nothing is stopping him from beating Oba on Saturday. Then Oba was quick to respond and said, "It's great that you have a support system of your family and friends because they're going to be the ones to pick up the broken pieces of you after this match and after I crush you." And then, of course, defensive best friend mode turns on in Josh Briggs, because then he got on the mic, and I'm going to be honest, I felt strong secondhand embarrassment when he was talking. Now, maybe he was nervous. I know he hasn't gotten on the mic terribly much this year, but he kind of botched that promo a little bit, and I'm sorry, I just cringed. Like, I get it, no one's perfect, but like, that was a bit cringy, but it's okay. He was trying to help out his friend, but Oba said to Josh that this isn't his battle to fight, but he obviously didn't listen, because then it turned into just one big brawl. And I know Yoshiki isn't going to win on Saturday, but I'm curious at least to see how the match goes down. I have a feeling that possibly Jasper Troy, interferes in some way. I don't know. I just don't think this is going to be a clean ending. And if it is, it's going to involve somebody else, such as Jasper Troy. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on Saturday. I think it's going to be a really good match. I'm still kind of pissed that Jasper Troy lost to Yoshiki Inamura, but I guess, everyone deserves their push. So the next match we had was between Keelani Jordan and Laney Reed. Now, this was a great match. And I just have to say, you guys already know how much I love Laney Reed. And I love that she's getting more TV time every single week. And I thought that she and Keelani worked really well. They both had some really great move sequences and got to show off their move sets very nicely. And Keelani's finisher that she did was so good. She ended up winning the match, but how she ended it was so cool. She did this, I don't even know how to describe it or what the word is for this move, but she like bounced off the ropes. Somebody else has done it before and I can't remember who, but it was so freaking cool. And, even though Laney did lose the match, I am still excited to watch her get more opportunities as time goes on. And I just think that overall they worked really well together, and Laney continues to prove why she deserves to be booked every single week. Then we had a Jasper Troy segment, and this was pretty pointless to me. So Jasper came out in the middle of the commentators talking, and he came out yelling, saying that he's fed up with Javon Evans and that he wants a triple threat at the Great American Bash. And, Javon came out and they viciously attacked each other, and that's pretty much all that happened. It was very pointless, a waste of time, definitely a filler moment. If they really wanted to do the segment, they could have made Jasper cut an entire promo, because he really just said 2 sentences and was done. So I wasn't a fan of that, but I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. That's all that it was. So whatever. Let's talk about the main event. So we had the Culling versus Hank and Tank for an NXT Tag Team Championship match. Now, this was an insane match. I mean, we have all heavy hitters colliding for this epic match with the titles on the line, and I loved every single second of it. I think that Hank and Tank are 2 of the best in NXT right now. Obviously, you guys know how much I loved Fraxium during their title reign. I thought, in my opinion, I still believe that they are the best NXT champions or tag team champions in this era. And, Hank and Tank are going to be a really close second. I think they're so amazing, so dominant, so good in the ring. They overall, character-wise, are just epic, and I think they really put on a banger with anybody who they step into the ring to, and that's exactly what we saw last night with Hank and Tank and the Culling. But, of course, in the end, Hank and Tank did retain their titles, and, I'll just never get over how insane Hank and Tank are. I remember the first time I ever saw them, I was like, who are these dudes? And they pleasantly surprised me, and I've been a fan since. But let's talk about the final thing that happened on NXT last night. We had an Evolution Summit. So our general manager, Ava, came out to announce that there will be 6 women representing NXT that will participate in the Evolution Battle Royal this upcoming weekend. And she announced that the 6 women will be Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Keelani Jordan, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, and Tatum Paxley. Now, this is huge, and I couldn't think of better women to represent NXT at this PLE, and I'm so unbelievably proud and excited for them. Truly, I think all 6 of those women have worked their butts off to truly earn an opportunity such like this. They are going to be in the ring with not only other NXT women, but women from the main roster and even some legends. And that is a huge honor. Obviously, whoever wins this Battle Royal will head on to Clash in Paris at the end of August for a title opportunity. And I just think that that's huge. This whole time I've been saying, okay, I think Nikki Bella is going to win that battle royal. But honestly, with how many NXT women there are, I wouldn't be shocked if one of them wins. They are kind of the wild cards right now. And I really do think that NXT is going to show up and show out in this battle royal. And I truly could not be more excited. But of course, we couldn't be all happy and dandy for long because our NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, and the rest of Fatal Influence came out and interrupted Ava. And she basically came out to complain that nobody's talking enough about her and her match against Jordynne Grace at Evolution. And it's like, girly, that's not what this is about. This is about the Battle Royal, and you just want your name to be in people's mouths. And it's like, shut up, maybe. I love her, and I think she's an icon, but sometimes she can be annoying. And then Jordynne Grace came out to shut her up, which I thought was awesome. And then every single woman and their mama came out. Lash Legend. We even had Stephanie Vaquer come out. The Dungeon Dolls, Natalia and Maxine Dupree. I mean, I'm trying to think who else came out. Lola Vice, Jada Parker, Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, Julia. I mean, every freaking woman came out literally just for this segment, and I loved it. It was so chaotic. Then obviously they all broke out into a brawl, and it was pure chaos, and I loved it. I mean, a great way to get us so hyped for Evolution. And I truly, now I feel excited, seeing all the women, getting a little sneak preview of what's coming on Sunday. Sorry, I think I've been saying Saturday and I mean Sunday when it comes to Evolution. But yes, still so excited. But let's head into my overall thoughts. Overall, I thought it was a great show. My match of the night was surprisingly the Vanity Project Gauntlet match. I don't know why. I just really enjoyed it. I don't know. There's something about seeing talent for the first time in the ring that's really exciting. I think you're overanalyzing everything in the best way possible. And it was just really great. Then my segment of the night was obviously the Evolution Summit. It was so cool to see everybody out there talking their talk and then fighting about it. It was very fun. I loved it. But overall, I'd rate the show about an 8 out of 10. It was a really great show, and the go-home show before NXT's The Great American Bash and Evolution, it's going to be great. And yeah, I also wanted to let you guys know that this Friday, I will be dropping a bonus episode where I will be previewing AEW All In, which is happening on Saturday. And then Saturday morning, I'm going to be dropping another bonus episode where I'm previewing Evolution. Now, I won't be posting a SmackDown recap on Saturday like I normally do, just because I'm going to be doing the Evolution one. But I am so freaking excited. I think it's going to be such a fun weekend. Obviously, we have NXT The Great American Bash, Saturday night's main event, and AEW All In, all on Saturday, and then Evolution on Sunday. And I will not be covering NXT's The Great American Bash just because I will be watching AEW All In. And then after All In is concluded, then I will be heading over to Saturday night's main event to watch that as well. Hopefully get some reaction clips out of that, as well as All In and then Evolution on Sunday. So we have a really packed weekend. WWE and AEW fans, I want to remind you that you do not have to pick sides. Wrestling is too good to do that right now. I hope everyone enjoys every single show. If you aren't able to watch on live, then, obviously take time to watch it when you're available. But it's going to be such a great weekend. I cannot wait. This is some of the times that it reminds me why I'm a wrestling fan. And I cannot wait. There's so many good matches and storylines, and I can't even put it into words how happy it makes me. And I'm just over the moon excited. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.